Thank you for joining us here at the First Alert Desk on Atlanta News First Plus, taking you out to some breaking news right now as you see our First Alert chopper over the scene where DeKalb County High School, Decatur High School specifically, has been placed on a lockdown. Apparently, according to police, they're investigating reports of a weapon that was found on campus. Now, I just want to give you the details that we have in the newsroom and emphasize that we are looking into everything that's tied to this. I do believe we just lost our chopper, but let me take you through some of the details and we'll get you caught up on some of your other top headlines. Currently, Decatur High School on lockdown. Again, police on campus investigating the possibility of a weapon found on campus. Students and staff at this time are safe. That is directly from police. An investigation going on right at the moment, and this is a precautionary lockdown. We did get this statement from police. Decatur police responded to an incident involving a firearm in one of the parking lot areas of Decatur High School. No injuries have been reported. Officers are currently on scene investigating the incident. So that is everything we know at this time. Make sure you have the Atlanta News First app downloaded on your phone. Any major developments to come out of this story and updates will be sent directly to you. All right, I want to bring in our Atlanta News First anchor, Brooks Baptiste, to get into some of your other top headlines here on Atlanta News First Plus. Brooks, happy Friday to you. How you doing?
Friday, we made it. We made it to the end of the work week. Great to be with you as always. So we've got to talk about a story that's definitely sparking a lot of conversation right now. We're talking about the potential for those concert tickets that maybe you are already saying, I'm spending way too much money on. Well, they could be getting even more expensive. So I want to get you caught up on this story because it's one that you may be torn between how you feel about it. So the Atlanta Fire Union is suggesting a new surcharge on high-profile concert tickets and sporting events held in Atlanta. And essentially this money would be used to purchase fire engines and other potentially life-saving items. So there is one concert series that could raise millions of dollars. So we're talking some serious money here. Basically, any concert gathering over a specific number of people would be the way to classify it as a big enough concert for that surcharge to be implemented. And it would have to charge the fee and then submit the money to the state, who would then distribute it accordingly. Well, there's a council member by the name of Dustin Hillis that has been spearheading efforts for this bill, and he says it hasn't received much traction in the state legislature the past 3 years, but now he says it's so important to get it back up and running because it's expensive to keep the fire department up and running.
It's a very, very expensive thing to keep up with, and we don't want the burden solely being on, our property taxpayers in the city of Atlanta.
We could get 2 ladder trucks, or we could get 4 engines just off of 3 days of revenue. And again, if the administration supports these ideas, wonderful. If they don't, we're just throwing out ideas.
I think we should just ask Taylor Swift to buy us a couple trucks.
Yeah, so remarks there. This has had already some controversial conversation around it. So here's my question to you, because one of the examples was a Taylor Swift coming to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Big events like that. We have a lot of big events this weekend, so it's very top of mind for people. A lot of people are combating inflation right now, and this is just the extra frustration that they do not need.
And Maria, I think it's important to know because most people are wondering, okay, how much money are we really talking here when we're talking about a fee? Because let's face it, if you go on Ticketmaster, go through Live Nation, StubHub, all these other places, they're throwing fees on top of everything, things that we don't even understand. We're like, what is this fee for? How do I have to owe you another $2 for this, $3 for this? And that's basically what it would be. It would be a couple bucks that'd be added, but again, it could be put towards using, put towards that life-saving initiative and the supplies that may be needed in order to keep the city up and running and whatnot when we're talking about our fire department. So maybe not a bad idea. Everybody probably will not feel it, but it's also one of those things where people are saying it's just another hidden fee, even if it's not hidden, that maybe I don't want to pay. I just want to go see Usher. I just want to go see Mary J. Blige. I just want to go see the Foo Fighters, whoever I want to see without having to spend more and more money each time I get a ticket.
Well, hey, you brought up the Foo Fighters, so we got to talk about this. Are you going to Shaky Knees?
I will not be in attendance because also those tickets are a little too much out of my price range as well. But we'll see. Maybe a little later on in the summer we'll find a concert that's fit for me.
Yeah, and hey, speaking of the prices, no, you are absolutely correct because the prices for this, I mean, it's a popular event. You would expect it to be pretty pricey, but it has continued to remain up there. Currently, limited time tickets for just one day are still available, but it's going to cost you $165. For some people, that it might be a deal when you're talking about the greats of Foo Fighters, the Revivalists, Weezer, all of these amazing artists that you would get to see. But for others, they're opting out. So my question to you, if you are joining the conversation on YouTube Live right now, one, are you going to Shaky Knees? And drop your favorite artist of that lineup. Is there anybody that really stands out to you? I know Foo Fighters is a favorite of ours here between Brooks and I, and there are so many other wonderful bands and musicians that will be playing. So if you are attending this 3-day event with quite an impressive lineup, do enjoy your time, be safe this weekend, and if you are not, just know that traffic is going to be a thing around Central Park and Old Fourth Ward, so make a plan ahead of time. Expect more people than usual in that area. All right, let's get you caught up on some of the other stories that we're following. This one happening today, actually underway right now. A state Senate committee is reconvening to hear testimony about DA Fani Willis's hiring of now former special Trump prosecutor Nathan Wade. Specifically, they want to know about the timing of their relationship and at what point it turned romantic. And, well, Atlanta News First reporter Rebecca Schramm will explain all of the developments that have come out since.
We now know the names of the 9 Georgia state senators tapped to investigate shocking allegations swirling around Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis.
I think the state of Georgia is owed the explanation, and we owe it to the people to look into what's happened.
State Senator Bo Hatchett said he was honored to be named by the lieutenant governor to serve on the body that will pick apart an alleged relationship between Willis and her top prosecutor, Nathan Wade, also said in court documents to be Willis's romantic partner. Over the course of his time on the case, Willis's office paid Wade hundreds of thousands of dollars, while the two apparently took vacations and cruises together.
It's something that we are going to take seriously. We're going to make sure that public funds were used appropriately, and we're going to look into this as much as we need to.
To look into it, the committee will have subpoena power, the ability to demand documents and testimony from important figures in the case.
It's important for members of my party to be engaged in this process to make sure that it's fair.
State Senator Jason Estevez, one of 3 Democrats and the only Fulton County taxpayer on the commission, thinks there are bigger problems the Senate could be tackling.
Well, look, at the end of the day, I think the questions that we should be answering are the ones related to the former President of the United States starting insurrection and trying to flip the votes here in Georgia. I think that is the ultimate question. What is happening between the DA in her personal life is not something that we should be investigating.
And you can
that's
catch,
more money going into your
this
own pocket to
committee
help you
hearing
get
that's
your
underway
life back
right
together.
now. I do realize I'm playing
Monica
a commercial,
Pearson.
but
If you
this is what you will see on our secondary channel on AtlantaNewsFirst.com and in the Atlanta News First app. This is Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr. now speaking in front of the committee, again investigating Fani Willis and others. That is available for you on our special events channel. You just want to go to our Watch Live tab and click on special events. We're going to continue to follow this throughout today and bring you the latest of what we learn. Talking about the significance of today as well, if you might remember, this is the 1-year anniversary of a tragic day in Midtown Atlanta. On May 3rd of last year, a gunman entered Northside Medical Hospital on West Peachtree Street and injured 4 people. 1 woman, a CDC employee, Amy St Pierre, was unfortunately killed. After an hours-long search for the shooter, 24-year-old Dion Patterson was arrested. He is being charged with murder among 16 other charges. There you go, some body cam footage for you from that day. A trial date has not been set for Patterson yet, but this was something that it felt like it went on forever. I mean, here in the newsroom, we're used to reporting really the best news and the worst news, and on a day like today, it was just one of those stories that you take home with you. And for a tragic loss of life, St Pierre, it's important to remember her today as we continue to follow this story, and remember both the past and what we're still following, which is, again, an upcoming trial date that has not yet been set, but we expect will be taking place in the future, and we'll continue to follow that and report that to you. All right, I'm changing the topic here. I want to get you guys really in the Friday mood, and what better way to get you ready and excited for the weekend than the Kentucky Derby. So let's talk about it. Actually, this Kentucky Derby has some exciting participants. 2 Georgia-owned horses will be in the race, so if you are a Derby fan, this is your time to bring out your best Derby hat. The 150th running of the Kentucky Derby is a big one for Georgia. So those 2 horses that are in the race are part owned by Atlanta-based West Paces Racing. Their names, Society Man and Dornoch. Both horses will be gunning for their first win in the Run for the Roses at Churchill Downs. Dornoch has the 6th best chance to win a 20-1. So pretty good odds there, and Society Man is considered a dark horse with 50-1 odds. The post time for the most exciting 2 minutes in sports is going to be 6:57 p.m. Make sure you tune in, support these Georgia horses, and hopefully they are going to make Georgia a little proud this weekend as we continue to follow all the excitement. So between Shaky Knees, all of these concerts that are popping up across Atlanta, Georgia, and the Kentucky Derby, we have an exciting week ahead for us. And Atlanta News First Plus is going to be covering all of that for you. So thank you so much for joining us here for our 11 a.m. edition of In Case You Missed It. Weather Where You Are is coming up next with meteorologist Ella Dorsey and the rest of the First Alert Weather team. So make sure you have the First Alert Weather app downloaded and join us back here at 11:30 a.m. for a weekend forecast and some more weather you're going to want to know about. Have a great day.